Hello, friends. I pray your week is going well wherever you find yourself. My name is Jeremy Knight. I am the pastor here at St. Paul's United Methodist Church, just with a special invitation about Holy Week and what we have in store here for the rest of this very special, this very intentional time that we want you to be aware of. Whether you are a member of our church, whether you attend here, whether you're someone who's plugged in to our school, or just someone in our community that's curious, we've got some really neat and powerful things that we want to invite you to for the rest of the week. For us, what we've got next is on Wednesday at noon here in this very room in our sanctuary, we'll have a very simple service of word and table. And here's all that really means. It means that we will center ourselves around the Lord's table. During Holy Week, we are remembered and reminded and reconnected to many of the events of Jesus' life in that very last week that he entered into Jerusalem, and lots of things happened. And one of those things that happened is he sat down to have what is commonly referred to as the Last Supper with his disciples, with his followers. And in that, lots of things transpired, and there's lots of beautiful imagery and lots of literature that happens in our scriptures. But one of the things that's most important to us in modernity is Christ gave us a command, those that would come after him, that would follow after him, to seek to live a life exemplified by him, that would follow after Jesus and his ways. He gave us instructions to have this meal together. And we believe that in that meal, something beautiful happens. We are remembered and reminded, and something beautiful, a grace is present. God is present in this meal in ways that God is not present in other meals. And we would love for you to come to this simple service that reminds us of that, a service of word and table in this room, noon on Wednesday. Our next special event this week will be on Good Friday. Good Friday, it's a, dare I say, a difficult day. For those of us that know the story and know it well and revisit it each year, it's the story on Friday which Christ suffers. It's about passion. It's about the brutality of that day. It's about what happens when love has to continue to put itself out there to show just how deep and enduring love is, to suffer all the way to death. And so we come there not to make what is already difficult more difficult, but to recapture and reclaim the depth of love that is shown in ultimate sacrifice. And so if you're curious about that, if you're interested, if you want to come and know more about what that means and why it is something that we remember ourselves to, why something that can be so painful and so dark is something worth revering in some ways, come. Because we're not revering death, we're revering the love that shows it has no limits and goes all the way to death. And so we hold that tension on Good Friday. We sit in that dark place, acknowledging the brutality of life and knowing that God goes to such lengths to show us what true love and devotion means. But the good news is that Sunday comes, right? And so here we will celebrate. Oh, will we celebrate Easter morning? We have two special services that I want you to know about. The first one is scheduled to begin at 7 a.m. It's our sunrise service. The sun will be just peeking over the trees when we begin that service, and as we worship outdoors, as is the plan, the sun will begin to rise and things will brighten up, and we'll have a beautiful expression of God's redemption and grace. And we hope that if you would like to come to that service, that you would, 7 a.m. It will be outdoors here in our memorial garden between our sanctuary and our fellowship hall. It will be easy to find if you're a guest among us. And then we'll have our traditional 10:30 a.m. Easter worship service here in this very room in our sanctuary at 10:30 a.m. And that service will be streaming both at our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. But regardless, we want you to come and experience. We want you to come and try things out. We want you to come even if you've got doubts, even if it's been years, even if maybe you struggle to believe and struggle to know all the things that maybe you did previously, if you have any connection to the church in an earlier chapter of your life, come. Come and just sit and just be. Be welcomed and be loved, and just hold space, because I trust the good folks here will hold space with you. And here's what I do know, because I've known it in my own heart in very difficult seasons of my life and seasons of doubt and struggle and even seasons of joy and hope, that God's grace meets me in that. And there's no better time, friends, to experience some of that than in this season, as we get ready to walk with Jesus in his final days leading up to the cross, and we get to celebrate new life. We get to celebrate wonder and joy and hope that only God can give on Easter morning. All right? Have a wonderful week. I pray you come and experience some of this with us. I can't wait to see you soon.